Oh, look at that. The game isn't even up yet. Just me looping this stuff. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Good morning, everybody. Blah, blah, blah. All of the fun stuff that I have to deal with, and I'm still learning to deal with when it comes to content creation. Man, a lot of you fuckers beat me here, which is crazy. Usually it's like one or two. There's always been intro music. What? That's always been there. Not always, but for a very long time. Months and months and months and months. My intros always had music in the beginning, and, well, yeah, you've been there since then. I'm all scattered. I haven't had my coffee yet. I don't know. But good morning, everybody. Nena, good evening. UB and Daniel beating the Discord notifications, and Nena, actually, you usually beat the Discord notifications. Yeah, I don't have. You know what's funny? Remind me to send you guys pictures on Discord. Actually, I'll do it now. If I can. I have to see if these pictures are self-incriminating. But I do have a Christmas suit. You know what? They all have my logo on them. Maybe if I don't know. I'll have to look later. But I do have a Christmas suit. It is Ninja Bread Men. And it's a full, jacket and pants and tie and everything. I should have worn it today. I wore it to school on Friday. A lot of fun. Big fan of it. So Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate. Hanukkah, I believe, starts at a very similar time this year. So Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa, I think, starts at the same time. So I don't know. Do you say Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Kwanzaa? Well, whatever you celebrate, have a lovely holiday, and then we can all get fucked up on New Year's. What do I need to do? I need to do the raid. Really, it's just raid day. And before I do that, I have to do the very boring thing. I do have a mod for her, but she needs to be 7 stars for me to put that mod on her. Because I need to deal with hot utils today, we do get to do the very fun thing of playing with mods and deleting mods for a few minutes before I even start the raid. Because we need to get low enough that hot utils can bounce stuff around. Let's see. Check mods. I love it, Panda. You know me when it comes to Jabba. Me and Jabba are we're like best friends. Nana, honestly, not to whatever, but I don't really see my family on Christmas. I've been Batmaned. My younger brother lives in South Korea. South Korea. My older brother lives 4 hours away. My sister lives up by my older brother. So really, I just head to my in-laws for Christmas, and hang out there, and let my wife have her Christmas traditions. But I still love this time of year. I am a big fan. I like Christmas carols. I think they're great. I am personally I can't wait for kids, because I cannot wait to make that season magical for someone other than myself. Check my DMs. Did you just send me a picture of that tattoo? I gotta check in a second. Hold on. I want to get this over with. The boring stuff. Anything under 10 goes away. Get them to 12, 10, 10, 10. Nice. This should actually be enough of what I need to do, but we're going to just go through the whole thing anyway. Anything under 5 goes away. There we go. Alright, what do we got on Discord? Let's see. 8 hours. Man, I've never sat for 8 hours before. I can't wait. I want to have a nice big one. Yeah, that seems to be the case, running out of time, right? That looks like fire, man. I am a big fan of just good tattoos. But I've always just walked in, or had art available. I really do want to link up with an artist and do something more custom. Have I seen Red 1? I saw it in theaters, actually. And my thoughts on Red 1 are that, like, I probably won't watch it again, but I did enjoy it. It was a cute, silly, generic style action-y Christmas movie. I didn't hate it. It had its fun moments. It had its silly moments. It hit all the notes that I needed it to hit. All right, we're hitting on the raid. 11:30. Wow, I remembered the timestamp. And by the way, when M3 walks in here and tells me to take my vitamin D, just did, motherfuckers. My old ass. Alright. So let's get this shit out of the way. Has anyone else just not had a lot of luck with this lately? When doing my 3-man Sidious, Separatist, Maul team, like, I lose it. Like, it takes me so long to get it done now, and it really has been pissing me off. That's fine, UB. I knew you'd come in here with something devious, and it's fine. Oh, for the rate, yeah. Man, that C bundle, a lot of people are giving the C bundle shit, and they're saying because it's split into 2, and it's like a money grab, and that it's bad business, but I still think it's great value. I think that we can't compare the Kylo and Rey value to newer things, because those were like a test model. I think all of these... it's going to tell us, it's going to very much inform, it's going to inform 2025, because they're really pushing for everybody to go for new shit. Well, the Rey and Kylo ones were kind of confusing, because I feel like they released packs, and then they re-released them, but they were slightly different the next time. So it was very confusing how that all worked, but I think you needed 2... Maybe it was 3 to get everything. But they released it as more packs when they did the re-release. Hey, Christian. How's it going? Good morning. I'm very excited. My wife and I are doing our Christmas today. Oh, I didn't look at what the modifier was. Crap. And this team can full auto, but the full auto is not reliable. So sometimes, if I don't have time, I will just run it on full auto. And it sometimes takes 2 or 3 times, but it can do it if you need to. Like if I'm driving home from work, I'll throw on Spotify. I'll start the battle before I start driving, and then when I get home, I'll be like, oh, I either won or, oh, I lost. I think it's too hard to really answer what to think about with Ahsoka because I'm still like 75% we're gonna see Peridia in like February, March. I don't think we're done with that stuff yet. In terms of the content cycle, we're obviously done. We're gonna be in Bad Batch next month. But I think that there's gonna be more coming with Ahsoka. Now the interesting thing though is that there was no economy event attached to Ahsoka. So that I found very interesting. Unless they're going to add that later. But both Leia and Jabba got their economy event, I think, pretty much immediately or announced in advance. I don't have Ahsoka. I won't have her for like 2 to 3 months. It's going to be a little while for me. I'm not a GAC player, so with what she is currently able to do, I'm working towards her, but I'm not going to go crazy. Alright, let me just add this. No, we don't want that. How do we want to add this? $1920 by 1080. I haven't really delved too much into Ezra yet. I just throw him with Rey right now, personally. Are we almost done with this fucking thing? Sorry, I'm just adding something in here as well. Okay. Well, we're gonna deal with that little custom-y thing here because we get our fairies coming in. I can do that, so we're gonna release that and let that work its magic when it wants to work its magic. Double drops are coming out on the 28th, and I've been putting together the math for it. I know other people have done like videos on this stuff before. I have done a post on double drops before. But I never did a video, so I've been putting together more robust math is the right word, right? You can kind of see it here real quick. That's your little sneak peek. I've been putting together oh shit, they hit my things. I've been putting together the spreadsheet for it literally since yesterday. I'm hoping to be done with it by today, but we'll see. And I wasn't paying attention at all, so looks like we might have to rerun this run. Yep. Gotta rerun it because I was busy getting you guys gift subs. Those gift subs are courtesy of the charity sponsorship that we did earlier in the month. Raised $1,400 for charity. So, awesome job to those of you that, helped me do that. I don't actually get that money available to me until January, but once that hits, we will donate it to, I guess the polls said to Penny Arcade. So we'll donate that to Child's Play. And now we'll actually pay attention to this run. Well, pay as much attention as we can. Oh, you know that I know that you're joking, UB, but still. What's funny is, I don't remember the exact quote of the whole bootstraps thing, but the first time that bootstraps thing was ever said, it was intended as a joke. It was intended as a sarcasm, and people took it as serious. And now it's just a stupid thing that people say. Blood for the blood gods. Ooh, out for delivery. Interesting. So I ordered, for those of you that didn't know, I said this on Friday night when I did my GAT. I ordered one of those one chip challenge things on Amazon, and I don't think it's going to be here in time, but for next week, I thought it would be fun to eat it and then do a roster review while my mouth was on fire. And it is out for delivery now, so I'm kind of excited about that. I enjoy myself some 40K, Nana. I never really super got into the tabletop itself because it was too expensive for me in high school. My friends and I used to play a little bit, and we would just ghetto rep everything with like pennies, and we each have like little amounts of our own figures. But I've always loved Dawn of War. Dawn of War is one of my favorite RTSs of all time. Dawn of War 2, I really enjoyed the tower, the like last stand thing. Dawn of War 3 I have not played, but I've heard it's terrible. I've enjoyed some of the books in the Warhammer 40K, the Eisenhorn trilogy, which actually became, I think, 9 books, because then you had the is it Ravenheart trilogy as well, and then the Elizabeth Bentecore trilogy on top of that. It won't. So, Jack, my math, I know that there are some creators that put out a video every time, money, 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 whatever. My math is intended to be evergreen. I did M3. I did. I actually had to pick up a new prescription of it yesterday. My math is intended to be evergreen, so the goal is to put together something that you can just refer back to whenever you need to. I'm hoping to film that today. Oh, that was beautiful. Love it. And hoping to get it out there. I know Moonborn, I messaged him yesterday about my card idea. He was like, I'm drunk at a holiday party. And I said, go get drunk. Have fun. So, Daniel, here's the thing. I love hot foods. And you've seen, like, I go nuts for hot foods. The one thing that I am disappointed about is the original One Chip Challenge, the Paco one. They don't make those anymore. Apparently, some like 12-year-old kid did it and died like 4 hours later because of like a heart condition and whatever. So they stopped making them. Um, so I didn't buy the original one because buying one chip is like $80 on Amazon. There are a couple of imitations, and I looked at their reviews, and I got the one that I think will be the most interesting. So I'm hoping it'll be hot enough. Um, we will see. But if I have to buy an $80 chip at one point, I will buy an $80 chip. I almost bought myself a habanero and decided to just eat it yesterday when I was at the grocery store. That's how much I crave hot food. It's like iZombie up here. It's bad. Hot food and everything. Hot food and everything all the time. But I thought it would be fun, to see if I can. I don't think I'll have a problem eating it, but I do know that when I eat something incredibly hot, I have trouble talking. So I thought that that would be the fun part. Yeah, the Packy one chip, they don't make them anymore. I did a whole deep dive a week ago, um, on like trying to find the right one. I have a friend actually who I think bought like six of them like in the past, and he might even still have them. So I might even, if the other one's not hot enough, reach out to him and be like, "Hey, buddy, can I have one of those chips that's been sitting in your whatever in your pantry for 8 years?" I don't like overly vinegary hot sauces. I know what you mean. That's actually why I don't like. I don't really like Tabasco because it's just so heavy on the vinegar, and I feel like it doesn't taste like hot anything. Though I do think that the Chipotle Tabasco is fucking amazing, and it's one of my favorites. And sad day yesterday, I ran out of ghost pepper extract, so I gotta buy myself some more ghost pepper extract. I unlocked the hype chest. Interesting. I got a fun emote for causing my own hype train. Alright. Da, da, da. Oh my god, yes, man. I love, no, well, it's not my favorite chip. I do love salt and vinegar. If we talk about salt and vinegar as like one of the major, like one of the first, like my favorite of like the normal chips, yeah, sure. But if we want to talk about like real favorite chip, I would definitely say like a jalapeno flavored chip is my hands down favorite. This is already a bust because that did not work. I thought I had healing whatever, but I did not. Tabasco's Chipotle flavor is one of my favorites, but I specifically don't buy it on purpose. Snorquest. I only get the Tabasco Chipotle when I go to Chipotle because I feel like if I buy it, I'll ruin it for myself. So I force myself not to get it so that when I go there, it's like a special treat for me. The kettle jalapeno chips are like one of my favorite chips of all time. Though one of my favorite snacks of all time is who's who's that big nut company with the peanut butter guy or whatever? They make snack nuts that have like ghost pepper powder on them, and they're really fucking hot. And I like those a lot. I will eat an entire can of them. Yeah, but they make like super 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 hot. Fuck. They make like a super hot like whatever one in like little things that are meant for like 2 or 3 days. And they're so good. They're like really. I'd actually love. I don't know. It's probably Planters, but I would love if they were even a little bit more hot. But they build, which is the best kind of heat. Is the building heat. No, it's not almonds. It's peanuts. But I do know what you're talking about with Diamond. But it might be Diamonds. It might be the Diamonds brand. But that's me. I crave heat in like literally anything that has heat. Like one of my favorite snacks to just eat for no reason is just like pepperoncini out of the bottle, which is not hot, right? It just has like this very mild heat to it, but it's like a very normal thing I can just buy like pickles, and just sit there and eat an entire jar of them because they are delicious. Hot fries. No. I have not had hot fries. I know what you're talking about though. We actually had this whole discussion on fuck. I keep getting not getting this stupid healing thing at the wrong fucking time. We had this discussion on Friday. I keep my three base hot sauces. I keep Frank's for like pizza and regular stuff. I keep Cholula for anything Latin, Spanish flavored. And then I keep Sriracha for anything like Asian styled at home. And then I typically also have like 15 to 20 other sauces just sitting, like in the smaller bottles, just sitting there in my fridge. 67%. I should be good for at least 7 waves. I feel like the timing has been off on this entire thing. You know what, Bate? We were actually just talking, or I at least was talking about that, and I was saying that it's really interesting that we have not gotten a Ahsoka economy event, because I'm almost positive that Smuggler's Run 2 and EE3 both came out, or both were announced before the GL came out. So I found it interesting that we haven't gotten one yet. Though the hard thing is, can we look at Peridia Patrol and say that that is our Ahsoka economy event? You know, and that might be the case. Because Duel of the Fates was not Leia attached, right? That was its own thing, and Leia came before that. So Peridia Patrol might be it. And I just R9'd mine. So I am ready. Yeah, of course you're going to do that to me. Come on. Like, how many fucking times are you going to use that? And it's going to make my life more miserable because now I am going to... Like, I don't care if I only get 4 waves. Like, I'm fine with that, but... Alright, I normally would not use this move here because I don't have the healing thing, but if I don't, I won't at least get the 7 waves. And that's all I really care about is 7 out of 8 waves. What I will say is when they changed the assault battle thing and they went back on it, they did kind of make it clear that they do intend to add new events in the future. Will we get one with Bad Batch? I mean, I don't know. But will we get 1 or 2 more next year? Almost definitely. And I mean, I never really watched The Bad Batch. I've seen half of season 1, so I don't really know much about it. But I'm excited for a fairly consistent content cycle, if that's anything. Someone was saying something about the Hot Ones sauces. I had tried Hot Ones hot sauce. Yeah, I have a bunch of the Hot Ones hot sauces. My wife 2 years ago got me the subscription for a year. And, it's good. I like the Last Dab. The only one that sucks is the stupid Da Bomb sauce. I think the one thing to be careful about with Bad Batch getting an event is that I think a lot of the events were designed to push the content, to make people want to invest in the content. And I actually think it'd be a smarter business move for CG to not release an AB attached, to see if the new episodes change on its own is enough to pick up spending. So, seeing if that as its own modifier works before they start to increase the value of getting new stuff. Another tier. I think that we see a lot about, alright, well, we lose this, so it doesn't matter. We see a lot about Omega battles being near useless, and I'm gonna be honest, like, I kind of disagree with it being near useless. Like, yes, I only get 1, but there's like 4 in a month, and, let's see, no, this is all Omegas. I don't know if so I've got 1,100 of these things. Would I have 1,100 of these things if I wasn't getting those Omegas? Right, if you think about like the last 5 years, if I took those Omegas out, I might have a much smaller stash. So they creep up in smaller amounts, but I definitely don't think that they're as useless as a lot of people kind of suggest that they are. And I do think that CG tries to keep a very, very, very tight economy. And I'm just going to run my hot utils. So we can mod switch. New players feel the Omega Crunch, and they, that's part of it, is that the game has these different crunches at different times throughout the game. And I think that CG keeps a very tight economy, and they don't just add something for no reason. So I think the Omega acquisition rate is kind of where they want the Omega acquisition rate to be at. I know we look at them and we go, oh, it's kind of dumb, like it's only one. Base loadout. We want to update the base loadout. Update base loadout. $150 at all times. New ABs, no Zetas. I think CG, one of the big reasons why there was an outrage with the AB change is that it was a net negative in terms of reducing somebody's income on something. And I think that they've kind of learned that they can't give us a net negative. One of the things that is going to increase the Zeta crunch, though, is a more consistent release schedule like they had in 2024. Because 2023, 2022, 2021, the release schedule was much more relaxed. I was building up tons and tons and tons and tons of extra Zetas. And now with this increased cadence, I am starting to feel a little bit of a crunch on my Zetas. Before we started to get this huge increase, I had like 500 Zeta material and I was just burning them on random characters. Now, burning on random characters because my goal was to get every Zeta in the game. But like now, do I have any guys that needs a Zeta? No. I think I've been giving them all their Zetas. Well, now I have about 190. And I do see that dwindling because I have Balin coming up. I have Ahsoka coming up. And I think that a lot of players are going to feel that crunch regardless, in the near future as like that next year. And as people who never felt that crunch start to get like new gearings and stuff. All right, let's see. How many times is this stupid thing going to take today? This battle has been taking me so much freaking time over the last maybe 4 cycles. And it is so annoying. I do bait. I off the top of my head, I can't remember, but if you go to our Discord, I did something with Belloc from the raid server where we kind of talked about each lowest common denominator for each of the raid runs, and Moonborn put together a ton of infographics on it. And I did a whole thing about Zeta priority and like how important each Zeta is. Which I do think is something that is worth digging up. And the raid server, I have their infographics on our server, but like they have their own infographics on how to play each of the runs. Like, come on. Like, can we just... I hate this fucking run. It's the stupidest fucking thing. Just give me what I need. Let me be on my way. Let me play the damn game. Well, I can't. On the one hand, I don't think this is going to be useful. On the other hand, Maul can't AoE anyway, so we'll try that. Yep, we knew that was going to happen. This raid, like I've said this before. I've said this a lot. Not everybody agrees with me, and that's okay. I believe fundamentally that every new raid we've gotten has been an improvement on the old raid from a dynamics point of view, from a game mechanics point of view. This raid feels bad. It feels bad because of all of the healing makes it kind of like useless. But I still do believe that this raid feels more like a raid than the last one did. So my hope and my belief is that the next raid will feel better. That they have learned from this one. And I do believe that pretty firmly, that we will see a reasonable improvement. I don't think we're ever going to get raid simming. It would be nice. It would save a ton of time. But I think that it's almost unreasonable to expect them to build content that is this extravagant and it gets played once or twice by a player. I've said it before. I will say it again. I do think that the solution to this whole problem is that what they do... Hold on, let's see. What they do is they make it so that you only have to run one team per raid cycle, but all of the relics that you put into the featured characters will increase your score. So, for example, with my R9 Gungans and with my, R9 Master Qui-Gon and whatever characters, just doing the Gungan run will have a multiplier to get me to about the 8.5 to 9 million that I do now. So I would still need to play it every time, but I'd only have to play it once every time, and I would still have to relic the characters for CG. And what I think that would do is it would open up the design space to allow for raid runs that maybe take 10 to 15 minutes, and people won't mind it as much because they'll only have to do one raid run. It'll be less, of a pain in the ass like it is now. We used to have raid simming, UB, but we had 4 raids running at a time, and each raid sim that came next was when there was already a new raid that we were supposed to focus on. So it's not like they were like, oh, hey, Sith came out, so now you can sim it. It was, oh, hey, Rancor, which you can run on auto with one team now. We're going to let you sim that because there's already tank. And then the same thing happened with tank with H strength. So yes, but also a little different. And also super surprising how quickly that went, because that never happens. So I am happy about that. I gotta change the raid difficulty first. This is not my team. What the fuck team is that? Da, 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 da. We'll run this on a guided auto. We'll see what happens. Ooh, I have to do my Duolingo. You know what's really funny, Panini? I was using my Luminara for Conquest for a little while before this raid came out. And I had Relicked her for that, for being able to do certain feats with JML. And there's another very prominent member of our Discord, Kazgul, who does great text guides for Conquest. And he was so mad at me for using Luminara. He was like, Luminara's stupid, she's a waste. And then this came out, and I felt super vindicated. I was like, ha ha ha, you're a joke. I win now. He still believes Luminara is useless, but I like the team. I like the team because you can run it on a guided auto. Alright. I am not going to use this because I know that that stupid droid is going to use his stupid move first. So we're going to let that happen. See? So that he can use it next turn. And then they sold her in a bundle. Yeah, but I didn't buy the bundle. I actually kind of regret not buying the bundle because it would have saved me a lot of signal data if I bought the bundle. Because there were a few characters, like Kit Fisto, that I had to actually relic up. Plus, we're trying. We're trying not to spend anywhere. We're 16 days without spending. There's a guide to JMK. Oh, fuck you with your stupid... I hate this raid. Takes too long. Well, I did the hard one. Luminara, if I have to restart, I usually only have to restart it once or twice. It's not like the other ones. I don't know. Let's do that. Oof, that's a deep cut. Cal Kestis. I hate Cal Kestis more. You know how much I hate I hate Cal Kestis so much. You guys know that. Like, that's not a secret at all with me. He's a poor man's Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn did it better. I don't think Cal Kestis is a very interesting character. He is the same Joe Everyman character that that Kyle Katarn was, that Jaden Core was, that that Dash Rendar was, that Han Solo was. And I just don't find him or those games to be very interesting. Okay, so I can at least get 7 waves, which should allow me to get to the reward tier that I want to, which is really all I care about. Oh, maybe I can max. I do say, and I do give Survivor some props for this. The Marin area of the game where you like full on Marin Spider-Man. I think that Marin would make a great character for a spin-off game where she was the lead and will be a ginger. Where she was the lead and it had the combat of Spider-Man. I just think that they're very generic. I don't think that they feel very Star Wars to me. They feel like generic platformers to me. And I gave the first one, Fallen Order, some credit, and I said, I get it. There hasn't been a Star Wars game in a while, like a real legitimate sink your teeth into it Star Wars game in a while. So I was like, hey, they played it safe. But then Survivor came out, and I didn't find it very interesting. Yes, but the reason that I don't generally like Souls-like games is that I don't find it very interesting to throw my head at the wall for 4 hours to beat a boss. That's not my wheelhouse. That's not interesting to me. I get why some people like it. So while there were Souls-like elements in both of the Fallen Order games, neither of them were... none of them had the things that I don't like about Souls-like games. I just feel like they were very generic and there were a lot of things tacked on. I've said this before. In Survivor, I beat the game with 25 extra skill points because after the first 10 hours, I just stopped investing skill points. I didn't think they were useful. I didn't think that I got enough out of having the skills. It felt like the skill trees were just tacked into the game. Witcher 4, it's funny, I never was a huge Witcher fan, but then during COVID I played Witcher 3, and I really did enjoy Witcher 3. So I probably will buy Witcher 4. So double drops. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of this. I am going to be doing a video on it, but I'll give you guys a little bit of a peek, because I love you guys. I'm working on this, right? This is basically the baseline for double drops. I'm giving away the candy for free, so you're welcome, right? This is basically for Cantina Energy. And this is just the quick napkin math, but this has to do with the efficiency of starting double drops of certain days, right? So if we look at 4 days before double drops, you get a very small, very, very small efficiency boost over just playing the game normally. If you start 3 days beforehand, you get roughly a 40% efficiency boost. So 2 days and 1 day before are really the sweet spot for Cantina Energy. If you really want to get anything out of double drops. For normal energy, it kind of looks a little bit more like this because the soft cap is much higher, right? So it's about 3 days beforehand where you really start to see any type of efficiency from doing hoarding for the double drops. I have not finished this portion of it yet, but this is my plan for Cantina Energy. I have not finished the normal energy portion of it yet, so I'm not going to show that. But this is like the piece by piece of how to do it for maximum battle potential. So you guys are welcome. You don't even have to watch the video that I'm going to put out later. So when I do put that video out later, if you could just run it in the background, even though you now don't need it, appreciate me for for always giving away the milk for free so that you don't need the cow or something like that, right? You don't buy the milk so you can get the cow for free. I don't know. I don't know the saying. All right. I don't need to maximize this run. I just need about 400,000 to get what I normally get, which is the 8.5. After I do this today, I need to finish that math so that I can get that out. And, if you're on Discord, right, for those of you who know, all of our tags are opt-in. So you never have to get a tag if you don't want it. For announcements for that stuff. And the goal of that video that I'm planning is for it to be evergreen. So I don't, like when people ask about specifics and go like, what about this double drop day? What about this double drop day? The goal is to be able to say, this is the answer. Just keep referring to this one video. You don't have to watch whoever make a video on it every time because it's the same video for clicks, right? Like, let's be real about that. Let's see. I wish that it would last a week. It's always nice when we get like a long double drops, right? Like those are, and then the day that double drop ends, we go like, oh, this sucks. I will tell you, I'm probably during double drops going to do 5 refreshes with Cantina, just because I need so much signal data. That's my route. And hopefully it'll help me. You're doing Lord Vader Snore Quest. I need to do, I need to get my Balin stuff in order. Surprised by how many willing and Jedi kill Kestis have done those missions. The mission sucks. The mission blows. Like, it's... Honestly, the Whirlwind Omicron makes that mission a lot less of a pain in the ass. A lot less unreliable. It does have a very high failure rate, so even though Zepho, I feel like Mandalore, you need like 35 to 37 people with it to reliably unlock Mandalore. For Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and Zepho, you need like 45 to 50 people with it to have a high win rate, to get that happening every time. Spell debuffs, is there a... No, okay. It's stupid. How would I manage my gear? My current project is Mandalore Bow. However, they're just shard farming right now, but also with C Bundle in, I can do a kick pivot there. I can finally get Jedi Revan while also Dark Jedi looming around the corner. How would I manage this? That's a long question, man. Like, that's a question that is a question that, like, that's not even a roster review. That's like an in-depth dive into someone's account. The C bundles are going to give you the majority of... They're going to give you the majority of the things that you need for... Fuck. Come on. Like, why? Why does that have to dodge? It's going to give you the majority of what you need. So getting both of the C bundles can absolutely be like a huge increase for a player. And I wouldn't necessarily not recommend that. Like, seriously? Like, both fucking things? I would do that because I think even though it's not like everybody's in vogue GL, um, it it can provide a huge jump to someone's account, especially if it's done at a very low cost. If you know what I mean. Um, can always rely on UB to UB C fucks. If you use C right, C fucks. For an old ass clone, C does fuck if you use him the correct way. I actually think I've done the points that I need, so it doesn't even matter if I win at this point. Yeah, I only needed 400,000, so I don't give a shit. Whatever, just do whatever you need to do. Well, that's what happens when you buy the Lightspeed bundles, is that you are in an extreme... You... they will... I didn't say you fuck if you have C, I said C fucks. No. Zavor, listen. Don't be a Belloc here. Don't be a pedantic little bitch. 6 Zetas is a very low cost in relation to the entire journey of a GL. Yes, when you buy the Lightspeed bundles, you're going to be in an extreme Zeta deficit. 100%. 100% you will. Where do you see? So here's where I use C. It depends on 3s versus 5s. In 5s, I use him on offense. I use him with Watt because I don't use Trench. And he does a really nice job with Watt against most teams. Really great. And now if you use him with like GBA or Night Sisters, you can take him up against a bunch of GL as well. In 3s, I put him on defense. I put him with Watt and Malik. And he is my consistently highest holds in 3s because he is always underestimated with C and Malik. Highest hold rate for me, hands down. I really want this fucking episode pass. Like, goddamn. Alright, we gotta go back to hot utils. We have to reload my old... I'll show you. Right now, Hot Utils is doing its thing, so my game is gonna mess up. I'm so glad that today we're basically talking about C porn. Pop that loadout in. Let the game figure that shit out. Get my mods in. Almost everybody gets thrown off by a C on defense in 3s, and with Malik, they always throw in their Wampa first, and the Wampa loses every single time. All right, is the mod task done? Yes, so we can take that down. We can take this down. We can reload the game real quick. Let's see. All right, so when I do my Grand Arenas, right? Round 1, I did not do super good. But even, I got hit up here, which kind of sucked. Still cleared 2 walls with no GLs. Here, I full cleared with no GLs. Right? And what did I have to kill? I had to kill 1 GL here. I don't think there was any back GLs. 2, 3. I had to kill 3 GLs. I don't think he had a Lord Vader. So I had to kill 3 GLs in some pretty decently top teams. We're going to allow that a UB. I don't even know why you said it. I don't care why you said it. This guy was a very nice guy too. I had a lovely chat with him. Very nice. I love when my GAC opponents are nice. We're going to buy my shit. We're going to take a quick break. And then we have some roster reviews to do. We are low on Gucci data pads, so we're going to get some of those. We are low on these. Yeah, automod blocks a lot of shit. Mods. Nothing good for me here. Battle computers I don't need. Get some of that shit. Get some of those. Get some of these guys. Let's just check out TW, which I think we are losing. Is it worth me putting in any effort? It is definitely not worth me putting in any effort. This is just fucking ridiculous. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go grab myself some water, and then we have roster reviews that need to get done. Let me just throw Discord up on the screen as well, so I have that ready. Perfect, yep. So I'll be back in 2 or so minutes, somewhere around there. Maybe less. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Da, 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 da. Ba, da, ba, ba, ba. UB, what I'll say is that the restaurant industrial complex is rife with cucks. We'll leave it at that. We are going to go to... We are going to go right to your account, because I believe you were first up. Oh, that's just this. Where do we go? Here. And we're going to read off of Discord, but because this is in PM and your personal business is nobody else's business, I will not put that up on the screen. 1:15:30. Have your D.GG, top 20 of your Fleet Arena, 95% Leviathan, 5% Executor with 7-star P1. Are you coordinating? Yes, but I have no chance at top 20. I'm just in the top 50. That's because you need to work on your fleets. Looks like all of your assault battles are in order, except Fanatical Devotion. You're probably just waiting on Reva. Pretty of Patrol R7, perfect. What are you currently working on? BKM. Are you dead set on continuing? No. Efficiency? Any favorite characters? No. Wow, I'm disappointed in you. Not a single joke, raunchy anecdote. No, like, favorite character. I simp hard for XYZ character. I'm disappointed. I expected more from you. Expected something of that nature to come into play. Let's see our count here. 9.4 million. I like the guild name. You and I are roughly the same area of GAC because I don't try very hard at all. Let's see. Executor, 5-star exec. You really need to get on ships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 GL. Okay, so you have Fury class. Like, I don't... Ships. You need ships. Just see here real quick. Where is BKM in terms of where we're at with it? IG. Okay, so you got a IG at 7 stars. So Paz, you probably do. Bam. Okay, and then Keller and Beck. So you're close to BKM. Very, very close. Okay, you're very close. It's interesting how far away you are from Leviathan. How far into this new stuff did you invest? Pretty a Patrol, right? I know you have those ones. Alright, R7 at least. Yes. What about your Spectre? How much have you been putting into these guys? Are you buying those stupid bundles? You got some time for this. Sith Empire. Wow, you just do not give a shit about Sith Empire. At all. Probably the Revan one. Okay. I mean, listen, honestly, where you should be going right now, BKM you're very close to, and it's an important guild milestone to get BKM. But you really need to hard pivot and focus on ships. Ships are something that, like, because there's so few of them and because so few of them come out, it's relatively easy to stay on top of them once you get on top of them. But you need you need to be there. You're struggling with your fleet because you have a 5-star executor, right? It's fine that that's what you have, but you need to get on top of these as soon as possible, especially if you're not going to star them right away, right? You've got him at 5 stars. Having those other fleets will allow you to like let them sit and build over time as quickly as possible. And they take forever because they never accelerate as of right now. But like this really needs, because your assault battles are totally in focus right now, like they're where they need to be. I would, after BKM, hard pivot. Like hard pivot towards working on one of my ships. Now, personally, I think that Profundity is in a weird place right now, but my own tinfoil hat theory is that Profundity is going to get a lifter. Tavarius, I'm definitely getting to both of yours today, so I can probably make that happen. That I can most likely make happen just because I will be getting to both no matter what. But I would really put a hard pivot towards this, especially if you're going to buy the Darth Revan bundle to get yourself through it. I do think that Profundity is going to see a lifter, but I don't like to talk about things from from the point of view of something that hasn't happened and might happen. I personally would go for both and just rip the Band-Aid off and go full into ships, but you need at least Leviathan. And that Leviathan as much as you possibly can. I would be hard pivoting into that. Now, with that said, we don't know what the Ahsoka prominence is right now, right? So I don't know what your plan is with the slow farming of the 3 Spectre characters. Where is it? Right, so you have Ezra, these guys you haven't really put any investment in. I think that as they become farmable, I might consider doing 5 battles a day on each of them so that you can strong pivot towards it if you have to, if we get to that point. But I would really, really, really strongly be going towards Leviathan, right? Like, so incredibly strongly be going towards Leviathan just to, as quick as possible, start building those free shards every month. Even taking 3 to 4 year break, he won't be gentle. I don't think I roast reviews as much as like other people do. I've said some fun things over the year, but I don't think I've like gone crazy with it. I'm surprised you never went for Leia. I think that what I would probably do, keeping in mind the slow farm on Ahsoka just in case, is I would push heavily to Leviathan, then go Leia Profundity. I think that that's how I would approach the account, personally. That would be my thought. That would be my goal with this. And I don't think it would be wrong to do Profundity before Leia. But I think you really need to get yourself into a position where you are dominating your fleet shard. And I think that even though farming ships is not fun at all, that it is a worthwhile thing for any account to really push towards them. And I think being at your level and having not done that is a little bit of a mistake because you leave a lot of crystals on the table. And like those crystals, they add up over time. Like really, really quickly, they add up. But that's what I would do. That's where I would take this. Super easy one. You have any more specific questions before I move on? I cannot talk anywhere near as strongly about how important I think that Leviathan is for you right now. Like I have to stress that as much as possible. Like there's no other path for you. You have to do that. And if you're buying the Revan bundle, it'll make it a little bit easier. But you have to do it. That's where you got to go with it. All right, let's go to Discord then. To Discord corner. We're gonna go to Discord. And we're gonna go to Tavarius first. So let me put a timestamp on here. Let's say 26, just in case you want to go back to it. Oh my goodness. Actually, the old Leviathan mirror, I could auto from first step. I hit it on auto and I'd win 95% of the time from the first step. So I would not say it's better than the old Leviathan mirror, but I will say it's acceptable. That it's not terrible like it was. Alright, let's see. Back in September, JML, Jabba, and Ray are finishing up thanks to Lightspeed bundles. I've reached the point where I look at new LSBs and think very carefully if I want them. My mods and Zetas just don't seem to be able to keep up. It is something to keep in mind. 15 executors, 8 of which are 7. Fleet Discord is working, but a couple of folks don't seem to want to communicate and are forcing an arms race. There's always a few people who do that, and then it causes me to have a R8 Sith Assassin, which ended up working in my favor, just because of, Bane coming out. Yeah, if you threw Mark 6 in the opening lineup, you could, about 95% of the time, auto from the first move. CT3, all CT3, Secret and Shadow, CT2, Fanatical Devotion, CT2, Duel of Fates, Prettia, 5-star. Okay. I like 5-star for Prettia Patrol if you're not prioritizing those characters. 5-star is where I tell people to get them as soon as possible, just so that you're getting free shards. Sinking Kairos and Zetas and Jabba and Ray, Profundity to buy myself some time where I'm building ships. That's a very smart move, by the way. I have recommended that to people a lot in the past, to go after a ship if you're really struggling for Zetas, because you don't really need them for a ship. So that's super solid thinking there. Bottlenecked by PG. Okay, BKM thereafter. Might nip out for the Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan farms, as I'm planning to get those Lightspeed bundles once this is done. Last economy event left is Peridia Patrol. Probably time to look at the next raid, ROI focus, blah, blah, blah. Where the PP is going to stay. Yubi's going to say something mean to you now. No, that's a very, very smart thing. And I've told multiple people that if you're not prioritizing that, at least get them to 5 stars so that you're letting the event do the work for you. So, 7 million. Alright. Jabba, Ray, did you unlock Ray yet? Yes, we did, but we're building those Kyrotech for her. Seems like you have a solid focus. So let's see. What are we missing here? Do we have Malgus? Is Malgus 11 months or is Fury class 11 months? Or are both of them 11 months? And let's check out our tools. Gear tracker. There we go. There's UB in with the kill shot. Killer. We've got Executive Profundity. Cal Kestis. Malgus is 11 months. Okay, what about Fury class? Is it closer because you just were able to get more, or is it further? Oh, so it is closer. Interesting. Jar Jar Binks. 9 months. I mean, realistically, so here's my thought here. Realistically, if we look at where you are, right, and we say sinking Kairos and Zetas into Jabba and Ray, Profundity is a super smart move for you right now because you feel like, hey, I need to, like, recoup that stuff. So, that Malgus PG is cancer. With doing Profundity after, you're going to be looking at a couple of months. And then you're going to be looking at a couple of months for Leviathan anyway. So, what I think I would say here is do Profundity, then do BKM, which is an important farm, especially for a guild, right? Guilds love BKM, especially at your level. Do Profundity, do BKM, and then I would do Leviathan right afterwards. And that should time you pretty closely to being able to have Leviathan unlocked. And even if it doesn't, I think at that point you'll be maybe a month out. So I think Profundity, BKM, Leviathan is a super smart move for you. I do want to check out, because you're doing this at CT2. I will be honest, it's really tough. But you can probably do Secrets and Shadows at CT3 if you want to remod your current Talzin, Daka, Marin, Zombie, Ventress team. If you mod Daka like full on health, like top end health and speed, and you modded the rest of them for speed, you could probably sit there and hit auto and not win it on the first round. But if you just brute force it throughout the day, running auto until you get lucky, you could almost definitely do CT3 with where you have it. It'll just be a super pain in the ass. But I think you could definitely do it with where you are. Puriel. Where are they? And then you're doing Fanatical Devotion with Tuskens, I guess? Yep, you're doing them with Tuskens. Oh, you're talking about that other thing. So Tuskens, you don't really have the Inquisitors yet. Interesting. What is your guild doing about Inquisitors? Units. 43 Grand Inquisitors, so they probably are doing the Inquisitor. I think because you will unlock Riva before your Inquisitors are ready. And listen, so for that Secrets and Shadows, it's not like it's a big deal. The difference between CT2 and CT3 is not a huge deal, so I wouldn't stress it too much. Yeah, I see that they're... Yeah. So Riva really fundamentally changes the Inquisitors and becomes a super important GAC tool. So that's something that I would keep in my mind. I think that I would go really strongly into Profundity. Then I would finish BKM, and when you finish BKM, I would start slow farming your Inquisitors, right? To get them kind of ready. I want to check them one more time because I forgot where we're at with them because my brain is fried. Yeah, so once you start BKM, I would start slow farming your Inquisitors. And I think one of them, I think 5th is a Cantina farm. Just do 5 battles a day. 5 battles a day on all of them. That'll finish before you're totally ready to go Leviathan. But I would put more prominence toward the Leviathan. And if you need to buy yourself time because your Leviathan, like you're maybe a month behind or 2 months behind on Malgus, then start putting some priority into Inquisitors. What I really like to see in the next like 10 months for you is Profundity, BKM, Leviathan, Inquisitors. And you'll notice a huge fundamental shift. You'll be so much more helpful to your guild. Inquisitors with Riva is just insane and so useful in everything. They are an amazing conquest team. I ride them hard in conquest. And their feats come up often with like Purge and everything. Leviathan will be your moneymaker on the top end because you really do want to have all of your GL fleets. And BKM is going to solve your guild issue with Mandalore. And just is a great character with Lord Vader, with being able to kill Lord Vader and just like rip him apart. Riva and GI put in so much work for me in Conquest, like so much work. With Amplify Agony, throwing in a Riva lead is amazing. I think you're at a point, Tavarius, where you have a lot of the ROI behind your account ready, which gives you some reprieve to where you can make other choices other than GL. Like, are there GL that you can go after? I think Leia is a great one. But I think you're smart to buy yourself some time recognizing you're in a really big Zeta crunch by doing some of your fleets and getting that stuff shored up. And I do think you're at a point in the game where BKM and Inquisitors are just huge. I'll be honest, I really don't see a Leia Lightspeed bundle in the next 6 months at least. And I personally find JMK to be a hyper luxury GL, personally, that puts in tons of work but isn't an overall necessity. Lightspeed bundles can change everything, obviously, but I think the course for you over the next 10 months is to get those fleets in order and get your backbone in order and go from there. Which one is weak spot? Is weak spot the one where you get stacking offense? Is that the one where, like, for every debuff you get stacking offense? Because if it is, I'm pretty sure that that's what weak spot is. If it is, I actually took that off last time, and I will not get it again because I find it's too strong and I was killing shit too fast. I was not getting the things I needed. I was not able to farm with weak spot on. It's such a great thing, but I just was not able to do a lot of my like when I was still working on non-kill feats, I was killing shit way too fast and it was pissing me off. So I will not be getting weak spot again. For someone in the mid game, I can see it being a very, very, very strong card. Yeah, man, that's what I would do. Yeah, percent offense. Did not like it. Too strong, could not farm with it. And it's the same thing when I have to do, like, Purge feats and everything. I don't put Amplify Agonies on until I finish, like, Purge feats. Because I never get anything done. Alright, so Tavarius is happy. We got Le Ding Dong up first, up next, however you want to look at it. Up soon. Le Ding Dong is a funny guy. He always checks in with me in PMs first. Always a silly goose. Turn off this. Let's see. What is our timestamp? 1. DS Ray and Queen are probably worthwhile. I'll have Extra Exile, but I think that might be too much of a detour. I think Queen. So if you have Duel of the Fates, Queen is a very strong team. I really like my quadmate team. DS Ray, I do think is going to fundamentally change SLKR. I also think it's going to be a super hard counter to Ahsoka. And I know that Ahsoka is not doing as amazing as people want her to be doing right now. But from what I have heard, people are telling me that there are definitely some bugs that are of things that are not working correctly in her kit, and they probably won't get fixed until like January, but They most definitely will get fixed. So that might make her a little bit stronger. So I do think that DS Ray is going to be really solid. Ezra Exile. Ezra Exile can make a Ray team a lot stronger. Ezra Exile can make JML a lot stronger. But I don't really think that he shines as bright without Ahsoka. So I don't think that he's like a super high priority for you right now. He's kind of like a luxury. It's nice to have, but not super important to worry about, if that makes sense. I think DS Ray is going to be largely a lot more important to a roster like yours than Ezra Exile. And she looks nuts. She looks nuts. Well, the thing with... Yeah, so Queen is great, and Bane beats Queen pretty handedly, but it also means that you have to use Bane, right? So sometimes something that we have to remember when it comes to GAC is that it's not always about getting holds. It's with every team, it's about forcing the other player to use a good team on a certain thing. So forcing Bane is a very versatile team. There's a lot of things that can counter Jabba. And it depends on the roster. I think he's very strong without Ahsoka, but I do think he's a little bit more on the luxury side. I think Rey is going to be more definitely strongly needed and will increase Esselcare's defensive viability if that's the route you're going. And Queen tends to be a team that if you don't knock her out in the first, you really get fucked by her in the second. And not in the good way that UB is going to make a post about in 10 seconds. Alright. We have to actually change this whole timestamp now. 1:42:00. La Ding Dong. Now, La Ding Dong always gives me lovely pictures of his roster. After making it to the end of your last farming plan, round 3, I have my dodge. Nah, fuck me. You know that you're going to make jokes. Anytime I say fuck somebody, there's a joke that comes out. What's the top 20 of your fleet arena? 13 Leviathans, 4 Profundity, 1 Chimera, Rest Executor. You're coordinating I've been telling you, man, forever to coordinate. Like literally forever to coordinate, but you don't listen to me. Hovering around rank 30 with Executor and P1, it's all I can get. The number 1 fleet battle done per day for the dailies. It's all I can do to get the number 1 fleet battle done per day for the dailies. So you only do 1 a day. So that's a time thing, I guess, right? Like it must be a time thing because with only 13 Leviathans, I feel like you can definitely get lower than that. Assault battles are largely in order. Forest Moon is an interesting one we're going to look at. Finished Inquisitors, especially with Inquisitors. Well, actually, I don't know if Grand Inquisitor will help you with CT2 or CT3, but I know Reva will help you get CT2 and CT3. Profundity, Leia. What are you currently working on? Rounding out some of the off members. Ben Solo, perfect. Starkiller, great team. Iden, I don't really give a shit about Iden. I brought her to R3 for her ship, though. Her ship is very nice. Just unlocked Malgus R9, Revan G12, Malak G12, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Maybe. Are you dead set on continuing? How highly efficiency fun? Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize? JMK. This was my answer. Left last time, but terrified of Lightspeed bundles. My man, don't be terrified of Lightspeed bundles. I know you are always willing to drop on a Lightspeed bundle. I get it, but you can't hold yourself back. We'll be getting all those new Lightspeed bundles, have about 1,500 of each Cairo piece. Man, must be nice. Okay, I gotta open this in a browser because I cannot read. I cannot read this shit in such a small thing. After making it to the end of your last farming plan, it's time for round 3. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, so you didn't even really need to do the picture, because you did it in text anyway. Alright, so let's see. See what we got. There are some Lightspeed bundles that I'm like, man, these would be a great. Oh, this is Grim Reaper. These would be a great luxury for me to have. But I can't always justify $20 on something just to shore up a few relics. So I'm always jealous of you guys when these Lightspeed bundles come out and you go, oh man, like I'm gonna buy this and save so much time, and then I go, oh, I'm not. But I did get the Tuscan, no, the Jawa one. All right, let's see. Le Ding Dong. Bronzium 2. I'm surprised that you didn't go all in on Punishing 1. You are always somebody that does go all in on things. So definitely a surprise there. Collection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do want to check out these Imperial Troopers real quick. My dude. Yeah, you might need this Zeta to get the Imperial Troopers to do what you want them to do for Forest Moon. But your Inquisitors should not be too far out from that. So once you have Riva, you should be able to Forest Moon CT3. So we're going to not worry too much about that, right? And we'll just leave that as is for now. And that will give you CT3 and Fanatical Devotion. You're doing Duel of the Fates at R9. I mix up Stark and Veers by name. They're the same fucking person. But the whole point of doing the Forest Moon is TM increases and TM decreases. So I understand that I said the wrong name, but I'm still talking because Stark reduces TM. He can try it with the Veers, Stark, Piet, not Range Trooper. I did Snow Trooper and who did I do? Let me see. Range Trooper, and I did Snow Trooper, but you could probably do it with Dark Trooper. You can try it without the Stark Zeta, but I think that Stark Zeta will be helpful. And because Inquisitors you should have in the next 3 or 4 months, it's really not worth it to me. Peridia Patrol, Imperial Remnant. Now, I've said this to a bunch of people, and I'll say it to you as well, and I actually mentioned this with Darth Tavarius before. I would recommend getting Enoch, Trooper, Death Trooper, Peridia, and Night Trooper to 5 stars and leaving them there. Let Peridia Patrol do the work for you, and having 2 tiers worth of being able to do them. The event can be really annoying for Paw Patrol, but what I have noticed is that the computer plays the event better than I play the event, and if I just hit auto, I would win, and if I tried to play it manually, I would lose. You will need to bring them to like G11 G11 and maybe a Zeta or 2, but I think it's worth it to get them the 5 stars for those 2 tiers. Baroness, it's not about the relics, because you don't need the relics. It's about controlling the TM for that. The ISC GAR thing works as well. I've never done it. That's not new anymore. It's over a year old. But it's a newer concept that I don't have any experience with. But given that we're going to have Third Sister in the short term, it's not worth it to me to add extra characters on top when you're going to have to do those anyway. But I would recommend bringing these to 5 stars and letting the Peridia Patrol event do the work for you. Yes, but now, again, look at his troopers, right? And he doesn't, or actually, I don't know if they're troopers. Are they troopers? Low gear, we have to bring... I just don't think it's worth it for a short term when you have to bring Third Sister up anyway. as an important part of what you're doing later on. Ben Solo, Starkiller. What do our ships look like? Executor, Profundity. Did we talk about Leviathan? I don't remember if we talked about Leviathan in the past. You have Fury. Tools, Gear Tracker. A lot of relics in between you and that. You have the Jabba. Starkiller, Iden. So I would definitely be working towards Malgus. Let me see. What's this stuff? How does our Cal Kestis look? And our guild, 397. I know you're in a more casual oriented guild. Bo-Katan. Cal, Marin, and Tarful, right? Tarful. Well, you have to farm Tarful just a little bit more. You're almost there with Tarful. Ben Solo. Have you... Yes, we've unlocked Ben Solo. Have you done this yet? G12. I would definitely bring Starkiller up. Iden. I don't particularly think Iden is as important to bring up personally. At G12, Iden's ship will do what you need it to do most of the time, especially what you're going to be using it for. And you don't really have the crazy amount of troopers to really worry about it right now. I think that Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is in your short term. So finish Ben Solo, finish Starkiller, work on Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Leviathan is your long-term farm. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is kind of like your mid-term farm. 2, 3, 4, 5. Who are we missing? We're missing C. We're missing Lord Vader. We're missing... Why can't I figure it out? C, Lord Vader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know Ahsoka, but we don't care about Ahsoka right now. Am I fucking stupid? C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have Ahsoka and Rey, so we're missing C. We have JML. Oh, and JMK. Okay, right, because JMK is a favorite of yours. Let's check out JMK. I think I told you you could do JMK last time, and you didn't listen to me. What about Cat? We got Cat. You're going to buy that, aren't you? You did already. Right? Because you don't have... Okay, so... Oh, my God. Oh, man. Whew. I would finish Ben Solo and Starkiller as your very short-term goals. I would definitely start moving towards Leviathan as your slow farm. I would do Jedi Knight Cal Kestis as your short to mid-term goal. I will tell you that I give you permission to do JMK now. Okay? So your unlock order would probably be... Well, unlock / finish order would probably be Ben Solo Starkiller, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, JMK Leviathan. I'm giving you permission to do that now. I would skip Iden. Yours is at G12. It's not... You're fine. Like, you're completely fine. That's where I'd go. Finish up your ship. Help your guild with Zepho. Finally get your favorite character, JMK. Be done with it. Rip the Band-Aid off. You're good to go. You have everything you need. And then after that, I would probably go for Bo-Katan Mandalore. But we're talking... I don't know. Knowing you, probably 6 months. We're talking 6 to 8 months, you know, so... maybe BKM, maybe something new is on the horizon. But that I think is the smartest way of going about it right now. All right, so that is, I have spoken. That is the Egnards way. Let's try to do one more. Because then I have to finish this math. We're going to see Sonic today, and I want to finish this math before we go to see Sonic. And see if I can get this filmed as well before. So we got Rock Gunner. Oh, newer account. This is going to be a fast one. What is it? What is my timestamp? Timestamp. 1:55. 30. Egnards never done a review before, but how fast can I read this? Let's see how fast I can do this. Ready? Hey, Egnards never done a review before, but I think now is a good time for you to build an account that is about 8 months old. I just finished Executor, and now I'm looking for some help with account direction. So first, does my current plan described below make sense, or should I change something up? And second, is it worth farming the Pretty Patrol characters? From what I've heard, they could be in a raid team, in which case I could leverage them to get into a better guild along with the ROI from the event itself. Plus, it'll take me 4 to 5 months to 7-star them, so I don't actually need to invest Kairos until it's confirmed they're needed for the raid. What's top 20 of your fleet? 4 executors, including me. The rest are mostly negotiators plus a cheater. I get number 1 daily. Are you coordinating? No, but I talk to others around me enough that no one is stealing my payout. One of the other executors and I are going to try to make a shard Discord. That is perfect. I agree with that. Do it. Salt Battle, CT2, CT3, none on Places of Power, can do CT1 next time, Military Might, CT1, Ground War 0, CT1, 0 to Shadow, Fanatical Devotion 0, Duel of the Fates 7-star, but planning to R7 them soon, Pretty Patrol 0, one of my questions is whether it's worth farming them. What are you currently working on? I'm going to R7 MQG, POW, should I R9 them? Then start taking my core GAC AB teams like Troopers and Phoenix from G11 to G12 in terms of my actual projects. I'm pushing for Jedi Knight Luke, Jabba, JML. I'm still a ways off of most of the CLS teams, so I can get G12, my current teams, and start prepping other Jedi Knight Luke requirements in the meantime. I want to maximize the efficiency of my roster, so I'm looking for advice on if there's anything to improve. Few mistakes, but I think I did okay there. Couple of points here. Duel of the Fates, where you are in the game, you do not need this. You do not need to R9 them. If you want to R7 them, that is completely fine, but you don't need to R9 them yet. The POW MQJ team, it's gonna cost you a lot, and you're gonna get very little early return out of it. Now, with that said, you want to do it great. You will build your account for very long term. I just don't think that it is something that you have to prioritize right now. One thing that I have mentioned to a lot of people, I said it in my last review, I said it to someone else before, one of my recommendations for Peridia Patrol is just getting them to 5 stars and allowing the event to help you get the shards for them so you don't have to farm them, because you're not in a position right now where you need to focus on the new things. So I wouldn't heavily prioritize them. But I would say, hey, yeah, get them to 5-star. That'll take about a month, and then just leave them alone and let the game do it for you on your own. Let's just kind of take a look at some of these assault battle teams. I'm not going to worry about Rebel Roundup right now. Well, actually, because you're already doing Forest Moon. Droids Empire. Doing CT3 of Droids Empire with Separatists? Who the fuck? Inquisitors? Who the fuck are you doing CT3 with? How? Places of Power, CT3, Troopers. With what fucking team? Empire. How are... I don't fucking understand how you're getting CT3 of this. Like, at all. I don't see enough of anything here. I don't know. I'm going to presume you're getting CT3 and Forest Moon, but I don't... I mean, I guess you could. Yeah, I mean, I guess... I guess. I don't know. Maybe we just really speed modded so high that we were able to get the TM train to just continue. I guess that could do it. I'll buy it. I'm impressed. Let's see. Rebels. Okay. Once you get that CLS team, this will be a lot easier for you. Ground War. Jedi. Okay. The good news is that the path you're on right now is going to help you out pretty significantly. Secrets and Shadows, okay. This is actually going to be really super easy. When we talk about getting... Well, actually, I want to check one more thing before I... No, are you doing it with First Order? Egg doesn't know his ABCs. How are you planning to get places of power the next time it comes around? With this team? Well, I mean, maybe. I would recommend with, like, Nihilus at G12. Papa Palp lead, Darth Vader, Nihilus, Bastilla, and Treya, if you have them all at 7 stars, but it's going to be a huge Nihilus carry. So you're going to want them at, like, G12, and that's no Kyrotech investment. And that will probably do CT2 if you do it correctly. But what I will tell you is that when we talk about AB teams, if you're already doing Secrets and Shadows at CT1, Phoenix is no longer a AB team because it's not going to, without over prioritizing them, you're not going to CT2 with them, you're not going to CT3 with them. Night Sisters are going to do that, and CT1 is the more important point. Working on that Jedi Knight Luke, Jabba, JML thing is going to help you with a bunch of your assault battles. So doing the Jedi Knight Luke, Jabba, JML, I personally say JML, Jabba, but I don't think there's a wrong way to do it between the two of them. It'll help you with Rebel Roundup. It'll get okay. Do you guys hear me? Do we hear that? Do you hear me now? That is so strange because it's coming through on my end. That is so strange. I don't know why, because my thing was still reading the audio. I'll have to figure that out, because that happened last time we did this. But just to reiterate for this person, because I don't know what was missed in terms of audio, Phoenix, with what you're already doing, is not going to push you further. Jedi Knight Luke into Jabba into JML is going to provide you Rebel Roundup at CT3, Military Might at CT3, Ground War at CT3, so that'll shore up a lot of them. Now, Jedi Knight Luke alone will probably not give you exactly what you need because you don't have great Jedi. So, Jedi Knight Luke and JML are almost certainly going to be required with a Jedi Knight Luke lead to get the CT3 as slow as possible, and JML will help with the speed. Once you have that JML, Revan might be something really strongly worth working towards because Jedi Knight Revan really does help that team, and he's not very difficult to get. He's one of the older style of characters. But I really, largely because you already have Executor, think that your strong point of Jedi Knight Luke into Jabba into JML is quite literally exactly what you need to be doing right now. And before I read this entire message and just saw that you were a 2.2 million account, that was my first thought. Now, I will reiterate because it might have been muted. I don't think that there is a wrong way to go between Jedi Knight Luke Jabba JML or Jedi Knight Luke JML Jabba. You've isolated Jabba as your first, and I think that that is completely fine. But I would stay that course. I would do the Peridia Patrols just to 5-star to let them do the work for you. And with Duel of the Fates, I don't think that R9 is a necessary thing for you right now. And then the last thing, because it might have been muted, Places of Power, you're going to want the Papa Palp lead. And then based on your Sith that you currently have, I would increase Nihilist to G11, G12, do a Papa Palp lead, Darth Vader, Darth Treya, if you can get her to 7 stars by the next time it comes around. Where are they? And then like a Bastilla Shan, even at low gear, the whole goal is to get as many debuffs as possible so that Palp and Nihilist are taking, tons of TM. And then like Darth Talon. Just for fun. But right now it looks like you're a little low on these guys. And I think that when you're low on those guys, Nihilist really becomes the vehicle that drives that team. Yeah. We'll have to crowdfund another new mic. I bought a mic. It was $40. It was a starter mic. So, I don't know. Buy me a bunch of beers and I'll buy a much better. I want one of those circle mics, like the fancy newscaster mics from the 40s. Where people talk like this, see? That like mid-Atlantic accent. I want one like that, but they're expensive. And we're the poor man's content creator, so one day we'll get there. We'll get a nice one for the side. With that said, I did really want to get all of this math done before we went to the movies today. So even though it is fairly early at only 2 hours right now, I want to kind of get that out for everybody as soon as possible. So we will get our raid in with, I think Lysol is on, and we'll probably raid him because we like Lysol. Lysol wipes. Or if there's someone new on. I like rating newer people too. This looks like the Lysol. Who we like. We're fans. He's a nice guy. So we will go to hours. Channel. Enjoy my meth. No, Hurricane. I'm sorry, man. We're actually finishing up too, but it's not a TW stream because we have our shitty TW right now. I looked at it before and I was like, no. We ain't doing shit with this. I have to go do some math. Math. I have to go do some math. So with that said, have a great